go.
Hello, everybody. I am Shadrop.
And I am PK Kitsune. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did just to sit down to talk about something, but you know what? With the release of Dawn Trail coming up, figured...
Yeah, early access.
Early access will be coming up with, well, as of this video going live, 2 days, because, at least this is my idea for a release schedule for these. Today will be... Today's video is going to be us talk about the... Tomorrow! Wait, no, I'm not
tomorrow, today.
But, today's video will be talking about our last final thoughts on Endwalker now that we have all the content related to it. And then there'll be a second video coming out on Thursday talking about our hopes for Dawn Trail before the streams for Dawn Trail begin. I have mentioned this, and I am kind of planning on sticking by it. We will be uploading all the videos. I will be recording and uploading all the streams from Dawn Trail, since this will be my first expansion of Final Fantasy XIV with stable internet connection for the streams and my beast of a computer. So we will be... Granted, the first few ones are just going to be level grinding for either Viper or Pictomancer, whichever one I like more. I gotta say, I'll talk about my first thoughts on those when we get to that video. Their kits look very nice.
Yeah. Actually, a friend of mine sent me a guide on leveling, because you can get you should be able to get 4 levels instantly when you use this guide. So that'll be nice.
That'd be very nice. That would definitely help. If I do the same thing I did last time.
I'll copy the message and send it to you.
But yeah, so since we last talked, I know I've done some work in 14. You've done some work in 14. I have changed races again. Yeah.
You got a lot shorter all of a sudden.
Oh, it's not because I'm no longer the tall bunny girl.
Yeah.
And look, the only reason I changed, I missed my hat.
Yeah, you are very attached to that hat.
Well, this is actually the second hat.
Some might even say that hat is attached to you.
Ha! It's eating my brain. This is the second hat. The first hat I retired after Endwalker. But, yeah, so we did a first impressions video of Endwalker all the way back, and we kind of did it as spoiler-free. This time, word of warning, spoiler-free, not this video. This video will be talking about everything. We will be dropping names, we will be dropping plot points, everything. So if you have not completed Endwalker or want to go into Endwalker unspoiled,
this is your last warning.
Yep. Yeah, so final thoughts though, let's start with, I guess it's fair to start with the main story of Endwalker. Now that it's been a while, I still stand by it. Probably was the best finale that they could have asked for with the main story.
Yeah, honestly, this is... Oh, sorry. This is probably, it's up there in terms of some of my favorite RPG endings. Mainly because I feel like the way that this whole finale to the Zodiac storyline went, I feel, was very impactful. It's not as impactful as Shadowbringers is on its own, but when you take in everything that this game has been up to this point, and then make all those points condense at one, that is what Endwalker is. Everything you have done up to this point comes back in some way, shape, or form. Even content that you haven't done yet that might inspire you to do said content. It matters.
Yeah, it's really well done. If I may say, I know back when Endwalker first dropped, there were some people who were not there were some people I saw who were confused as to why Zodiark is the first trial of the expansion.
Yeah, honestly, I think that was well executed.
Yeah,
we were all expecting that to be our finale.
Yeah,
and then they pull the rug out on us.
Yeah, it's also, I think, like, looking back at some of the older plot points and re-listening to some of the conversations, it made sense with Zodiark being the first, because the idea was...
It made way more sense for Zodiark to be ended that soon.
Yeah, well, it's not that Zodiark be ended, it's more so the fact that we were learning the fact that we can't... Zodiark is a stopgap. Killing Zodiark is a big problem, just like it would be killing Hydaelyn is a big problem.
Yeah.
That both needed to exist at the same time, because the real problem
wasn't either of them.
Yeah, because we knew Zodiark was involved in the End of Days. The End of Days was always the biggest threat we knew about.
Zodiark was summoned to save the world, but then people wanted to sacrifice more to Zodiark rather than solve the problem themselves.
Yeah. So then we got to the revelation that the actual End of Days is caused by a very sad nihilistic burb.
Oh, gosh, it is... I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. This is just taking pure nihilism and saying, fuck that shit.
Yeah. We have a moment, and because before I left work, I actually rewatched our first impressions video just so I could remember some of the plot points I talked about.
Yeah.
I brought up Mass Effect 3, in particular the moment when you land on Earth, as a talking point, and also I want to reiterate it to give a better explanation of why I brought it up back then.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3, as I could say again, video this is on my channel if you want to see it. When you first land on Earth, you have a moment where you hear the battle in the background, but it is just almost eerily quiet in the base, and you are left alone to talk to all of your companions who have been with you throughout the entire adventure. You can use the comlink to talk to the people who aren't there. You have Rex, Tali, Liara, everyone. And I still say the best conversation in that whole bit is with Garrus. That's also because Garrus is the best companion in that franchise besides Tali. And it's like the whole thing of like, well, if neither of us make it out of here, whoever goes first, the other saves a seat at the bar. It's like that was like true bro moment with a companion.
Yep.
And we have a moment like that in the expansion for Endwalker at the very end, which is actually in this area. Up that bridge that you can see behind me.
But we see, that fucking bridge.
We see, as we walk through the shadows, we see all the...
I want to point out how impactful the end walk is, because that's the only way we can describe it. That is the end walk. You get this status effect that forces you into a walking status. You have to walk the rest of the way on your own, because by that point, all the Scions have quite literally given up their existence to ensure you a way forward. Thancred starts this whole chain of events off because Thancred is a fucking Chad.
He went from being like the stereotypical ladies' man of the group to being a dad and a Chad.
Yeah.
Like, we want to talk about character development.
Well, of course, he first had to go through being a sad.
Yeah. But yeah, if we want to talk about character development of the Scions, I think Thancred's still probably the best.
Thancred's one of the most promising growth arcs, but we cannot... I don't think we can really equate all of them to each other.
True, they're all...
Because all the Scions have amazing arcs.
They do have amazing arcs.
But I think what Endwalker did that for me was really impactful is what it did for Urianger.
True.
I think they put a lot of effort into giving Urianger moments where you can finally just talk to him instead of just... And they did the same thing for Shadowbringers, but I feel like they really did a good job at finally getting Urianger to just stew on that trauma that he's been through throughout this entire fucking journey, because my god, I feel so bad for Urianger. He always has to be the one keeping secrets from everyone, because that's what he does. And it's always made him feel distant from the rest of the Scions. It's made him feel distant from his friends, from his companions, who he wants to protect. And yet, every time, he has to hold something back from them to protect them.
And there's also the thing is, like, he has, like, also been blaming himself for multiple deaths.
Especially Moonprita. And that moment where Urianger, like, finally gets to see her parents, and he's breaking down emotionally because he doesn't know how to fucking talk like a normal person. And then and then her mom just hugs him, and he fucking breaks. And that actually got me crying, because he finally got to let it all out there. Like, yeah, not emotionally, but as emotionally as a person like Urianger can be.
The Endwalker.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, going back to
Urianger's one of my favorite Scions. I'm just gushing.
No, it's fair. That's why we do this. Yeah, going back to the Endwalker, though, it's like, it was so nice to actually be able to see, like, you know, because these are characters we haven't seen in forever, and to hear some of them again, and like they had some very memorable quotes, including one that, I swear to God, they pulled them back out because it's like, okay, we just think that's like the truest gut punch that the people who haven't broke yet, we will break them. Oh, you should smile. It's like,
no, that's not.
It's not the quote.
That's not the quote.
A real hero.
No.
No,
I'm pretty sure what Best Boy says is, "Fear not, you are not without allies."
True, but I needed to get the gut punch. It's always the smile line.
It's always a smile better suits a hero.
It's always.
But also our boy Ardbert being there at the end to say, "Let's finish this," along with hearing all of the leaders of the city-states, hearing Lord Edmont as well, now that we have lost his voice actor, is just...
Yeah. If I may say, though, as I've been kind of just... one thing I have had pop up, I've resolved my feed on YouTube gets filled with comics related to a certain Lalafell.
Are you talking about,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
If you're in the 14 community...
If you know, you know.
You know. But it was like, starting Final Fantasy 14, I'm ready for an adventure! How it's going.
Getting through Heaven's Word.
Yeah, it's just you're screaming and crying, and my brother found out to me. He's like, "Can you explain?" I'm like, "I know exactly what part it is, and
yeah.
Yes."
And you know, the comic immediately after that is the one where she becomes a healer.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
Okay, that's not talking about. But going back to Endwalker, though. Endwalker did have some really good moments, especially where everything came back and showed up. The example is when we're fixing up the ship at the end.
Oh, yeah, that's the biggest example, but also going to...
the Empire?
Well, no, I wasn't going to say that. When you walk into Sharlayan, and your quote-unquote inn is the Baldessian Annex, and... you meet the sibling of the NPC from Eureka.
Which is awesome.
Like, that's just awesome.
And no, let's not forget, we'd be whoa to talk about the most important character in all of Endwalker. Those grapes.
Remember that we once lived. Never forget Squapes.
Those low-res grapes.
I mean, nowadays they are in vehicle form in real life.
I know. Oh god. No, it's funny. There are. Oh god, I fucking hate that. But no, also funny thing. I had something pop up on my feed. There are apparently necklaces on Etsy that are the fucking low-res grapes.
Never forget Squapes.
It was really good, and to be honest, the reason we're talking about this, well, actually, last thing to talk about the main story, that final battle, and I don't mean the trial.
Oh yeah.
The fact that there is a
test of your reflexes.
A final one-on-one fight with that fucking asshole.
And we get to punch his lights out.
Which is so funny when it's a Lalafell.
It's so hilarious to beat Xenos as Lalafell, and they knew exactly what they were doing.
But I love the fact that it is a final battle with Xenos in the world between where it's just, he's just looking like, okay, we're good to go. I just wanted to fight you. I didn't give a shit about any of this. I want you to fight me with all you've got, no holding back. That's all he honestly wanted. He wanted to take everything.
Xenos saw the final boss was still alive and said, "Your foe is still alive? I thought you were stronger than
you
that."
You punk bitch, let's go!
And let's not forget, I hate to call him our boy because fuck Xenos, right? But also, our boy Xenos literally came in and said, "Sup, asshole? You haven't killed your boss yet? Okay, great. I'm gonna become the final boss stage for you. Go ahead. Let loose."
God, that was great. I loved it. I loved everything about that final battle with Xenos, the music, the environment. It was just the fact that it was not a trial, it was an instance. It was just one-on-one. It was so good.
Fighting 1v1 with this asshole.
Our one friend.
And just at the edge of the universe. Someone who, in his own mind, thought he understood us. And maybe to a degree he did.
It was especially kind of satisfying for me since it became a Reaper versus Reaper battle. At the very end, when he... Because I remember correctly, doesn't he use Enshroud?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he used Enshroud, I did match him blow for blow in Enshroud.
Yeah.
Which was just...
Not to mention he was also still channeling Shinryu, so he was also using all of the Primal's abilities.
It was such a good fight. And then after that, the first dungeon we get after that, we saw a dungeon complete animation we had all but forgotten. We smiled.
It's been so fucking long.
I don't think
the Warrior of Light smiled again.
I don't think
after a dungeon.
I don't think we've had a dungeon animation with as a dungeon finish animation since A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
Because for those who aren't aware, the first major quest after completing the main story is just literally a treasure hunt.
Yeah. You hear about this treasure while you're over in Ratatan, and you realize, wait, that's that shit that Hades was telling us about.
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
It's like, roll me a perception check. Natural 20. Let's fucking do it.
Hell yeah.
And then that blew up into such a bigger can of worms.
Oh yeah. That ended up just leading to us, just accidentally stumbling upon a plot to take over the source, but that's just a Tuesday.
That true, and that led us to also having an encounter with the I believe they're
the best non-Scion member so far.
Yeah. Also the Four Fiends.
Yeah.
Which that was actually, I gotta be honest, the Four Fiends, especially the trial variants. Holy fuck, that was some cool shit going on.
Oh, I love how they did the music for the Four Fiends as well. The Four Archfiends.
Yeah. I also like the fact that the final ball, if I remember correctly, the final boss of that whole plot line was in Zodiac stage.
So, the grand finale is the Voidcast Dais, which is just the same location as Zodiac, but it's fighting Golbez on the Red Moon in the 13th.
Which is just really cool.
Yeah.
The
true finale of that being Zeromus. Which, yeah.
I'm happy.
I loved how the transition for Zeromus literally had us seeing how Ashdaya wanted so desperately to get back home that she shattered the boundary between worlds.
I do like the fact that we finally got a conclusion to the 13th
It's not a conclusion. We're likely going back to the 13th at some point.
But we finally got like a payoff for all the hints of that plot line.
Oh yeah. We finally got to go into the 13th after it's been showing up ever since the beginning of the game. With all the Void Sent and then going into the World of Darkness during the first Alliance raid.
Yeah, so the fact that we actually got to see at least a payoff for that plot point was very nice. The best.
Not to mention there being Void Sent Alliance raids ever since.
Yeah. Also, again, like you mentioned, the best non-Scion party member with our new Reaper party member.
No.
Oh, you're talking about someone else?
No, she's not a Reaper anymore.
Right, you're right. She's not a Reaper anymore.
Zero's great. We love her. And she's just Cecil Harvey again.
Yeah.
And I love how they played that off. Because if you're not expecting it, which you're not going to expect it until like the last part of the post-Endwalker storyline, you don't expect her to have that outcome. But as you grow to know Zero more, and you get to like see her rekindle her humanity, as it were, you realize where she's going. You know that she's gonna either do one of two things. She's either gonna sacrifice play because
fuck our hearts.
14 likes to do that shit.
They like to make us care about a character, which is why I don't care anymore. Damn it, don't make me care.
Or she's gonna have an amazing payoff and still be around for later.
Yeah.
And luckily it was the latter of the two.
Yeah, it is essentially just Cecil's plotline, but you know what, I'm okay with it.
And like, even when you think about it, even to the degree of she was Xenos' Void Sent when she was, the Reaper avatar.
Yeah.
Which is Cecil being a Dark Knight working for a king that is using him.
Which, God, fucking Yoshi and the 14 team. What the fuck? Like, you all are playing some 4D chess shit.
And, like, I thought that it was fun when they just had Meteor being Cecil, going from Dark Knight to Paladin. But no. Then they actually did it.
This is spotlight. But, yeah, no, that was all really good. There is one more MSQ stuff that does take place after it, but we'll talk about that, I think, in a bit.
Yeah, you still have to do those chapters.
I need to do those, like... I just have the last 4 quests.
Yep.
But I know one part of those 4 quests.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I want to talk about that at the very end, because I feel that's a good end cap for the main stories talk.
Well, yeah.
But so, take a moment to talk about the side content that we're doing for the relic weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So, we talked about the resistance weapons because we actively experienced those as they were coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be perfectly honest. In terms of building the relic weapons this go around, this is the easiest set to build, and it didn't make me want to scream.
Yeah. Oh, just wait. They'll make us scream again during Dawn Trail.
They probably will. I hope that this kind of just becomes the norm, though. But yeah. So going into...
I mean, we're getting another open zone area.
So yeah, it's probably going to connect to that again. But no, for this expansion, we had the return of the man, the myth, the legend.
We found Hildebrand.
Yeah.
He was stuck over in the first, so we just went over there, saw that he had somehow
became a boss.
That he somehow became a Sin Eater, even though it made literally no sense.
Except he didn't become a Sin Eater, he just thought he was a Sin Eater.
Yeah, you know, because...
Hildebrand.
Because Hildy is fucking stupid.
I love the sequence of events that lead to us finding him. We know he's in the first, like, it is specifically as, like, so, we haven't seen Hildebrand, do you know where he is? And it's like, you think back to that final dungeon, the first, you're like, oh,
wait a
fuck.
minute.
Oh,
right.
fuck! So then we go back, and it's like, okay, so what do? We just start posing and dancing. 2 of the guards of the first one, like, this is our hero.
No. Not 2 guards. These 2...
Oh, yeah, they're all right.
No. Reminder, these 2 woke up to the echo.
They are warriors! They are scions!
They are warriors of light, by all accounts.
So they see us, they're fucking idle.
Their inspiration to go out and do good.
Doing the Manderville Mambo.
And... yeah, we definitely lost some respect points, I think.
No, what I love is, like, they see us, they're, like, mortified. It cuts to black, when it fades back in, they're doing it with us.
Yeah.
And then, like,
because since Hildy's not around, Warrior of Light has to do the funny shit.
And
since Warrior of Light's doing the funny shit, people just think this is normal.
Hildy shows up, and then the Warrior of Light just... they're like, okay, what do we do? How do we deal with them? Bomb!
Yep.
We hit him in the face with a fucking bomb!
That I'm pretty sure Nashu gave to us.
More than likely. Which then leads to us going to the fucking moon with Hildebrand, because the entire main plot line for this Hildebrand quest line is aliens.
Yeah. The poo-poos from Final Fantasy VIII show up. And we're pretty... and for a good point of it, they're giving us this plot thread that, oh, the Mandervilles are probably space aliens.
Which is just a top off to the plotline of the Mandervilles are primals.
Yeah. And then, of course, it's revealed...
It's all bullshit!
No, it's all bullshit, because the original Mandervillian died without any natural-born children, so he just adopted somebody.
Yeah, my was thinking against that. My favorite part still of the movie was the clones of Hildebrand, which said that to God for just grabbing them, double suplexing them into a rock, and then the fucking Lobrits dancing to the Final Fantasy victory fanfare.
Yep.
And it's just everyone's staring at it like, what the actual fuck?
And another point I want to bring up about the Hildebrand quest line. It's finally happened. We've finally been around the Mandervilles long enough that we have become part of their universe. We are now comedy relief characters.
And it's so good! We get this whole plotline involving a cloning machine from the UFO, which then led to us to fighting a primal.
Well, you're getting ahead of yourself.
True.
Let's not forget the fact that Dr. Luge, who was a boss, keeps coming back.
Because does he want to steal Manderville's body? Or Hildebrand's
Yeah,
body?
yeah, you want something along those lines. But every time that he shows up, one of two things happens: the Mandervilles deal with him, and then otherwise, the Warrior of Light deals with him by doing some sports anime reference, which is incredibly funny.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, the fact that we get to control the Mandervilles. We get to control a Manderville.
Don't forget the, you've completed the final quest for the Mandervilles, right? For this whole
Yeah.
So, what did you think of the fucking low-res Manderville just going, or Hildebrand going, and having a full-blown, like, data crunch moment?
Yeah, because Hildy's so stupid while Brandy Hild is so smart that they somehow figured out how to save the day.
And if I gotta say, talking about the Mandervillian weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I love the final state, even because I'm not really a fan of a lot of the glows of a lot of the final state relic weapons because I feel there's a little much. Do you have your book? Oh, you finished your book. Yeah, the book.
Behold, my Monado.
Yeah, and then there's the. My rapier is at least closer to a Monado, but God, the Dark Knight and Gunbreakers are just blatantly Monados.
Yeah.
I love the energy blade. I love the glow.
I love the glow.
Yeah,
the glow's so good.
Yeah, if I could say one thing about the glow for my rapier, I kind of wish the circle on the rapier wasn't there, but I love the focus glow.
Yeah. And you know what? It is very... It's going to be very fitting once we get to a certain area in Dawn Trail, I think.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We can talk about it because, you know, it's... new, You got it? You want to wave to that? I can't because I have scroll lock off. I can't. Yeah, we'll talk about it in the Dawn Trail video, but, I wanted to also, I think, fair thing to talk about. We mentioned it briefly at the end of our first impressions, but God, the fucking music, so good. Like, can we just acknowledge the man went from his what was like, no, I'm gonna compose the best thing I ever can for Endwalker to
because I'm probably gonna because I might die of cancer to
fuck it, this is shit. I can do better.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything's ever gonna impact me like To the Edge did.
I don't think so, but God.
End color, as in the boss theme that plays during Zodiac.
The final boss theme in its phase 2.
Well, yes. But also, let's not forget the theme that plays as we fight Heidelin.
Oh yeah, that's also all.
I love our answer. It's such a great capstone to anyone that has been here since the meteor fell.
This whole thing is just such a good expansion. And you know, just because of the fact it's no longer available, but I kind of think we could take a moment to talk about Yoshi P getting to...
Forever your answer. My bad.
Can we talk about Yoshi P getting to work with Yoshi P for a bonus? So there was a bonus quest that was temporarily available involving Final Fantasy XIV.
The crossover.
Where it was just Yoshi P getting to work with Yoshi P.
Yeah.
We had an Ifrit fight, and you know what? First off, I love the Ifrit boss. God. I love that boss music.
I am sad that we will never, like, get that as normal boss raid mechanics. Because it'd be too much
going on.
It'd be too much to give us.
Yeah, having the dodge and parry mechanics built in for temporary, really good. And
like, if anyone is watching this and hasn't played the Final Fantasy XVI crossover event, first of all, I will note there are some spoilers for Final Fantasy XVI in it.
In particular, the first half of the game.
Yeah. The first couple chapters are just heavily spoiled through it.
Yeah, I believe it is up until the events of...
Up until the events of Phoenix Gate.
Yeah. When you learn the secret of Ifrit.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to say what it was.
I mean, look, we're talking about it. It's been long enough, but we already gave spoiler warnings at the beginning. We're good.
Yeah, but that was spoiler warnings for Final Fantasy XIV.
Spoiler warnings for Final Fantasy XVI! We're talking about the secret of Ifrit.
Yeah, okay. Anyways. Yeah, there were some heavy spoilers for Final Fantasy XVI in the event. But, more importantly, when you do go to do the event, choose a melee class.
Oh, it's so much better.
Because you will have so much fun as a melee class.
I did it as a gun.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with playing a caster or a ranged DPS, but it feels so much better as a melee because you are using mechanics from a very melee-focused game.
Because, for those who have never seen or played Final Fantasy XVI, Clive is very much built a bit more like a red mage. Since he's got a spell and sword situation going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's really good. You've got the dodge and parry mechanics from it, as well as the full-blown counter.
Yeah. The best part about the dodge is you don't even have to dodge when the game tells you to. Because the game does tell you when to dodge, but you can just dodge any of the AoEs that Ifrit throws at you, and you can avoid most of the damage.
Also, I gotta say, 16 Ifrit is our Ifrit, but he hit the gym.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
An upset doggo.
Sorry, dog stuff.
But yeah, no.
They said that. I left on. 16 Ifrit is our Ifrit, but you hit the fucking gym.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I do love 16 Ifrit's design.
16 Ifrit is too swole to control.
Yeah, I like the fact that he still has the demonic hellfire aspect to him, but it's also like more primal and has like wolf aspects, which does fit with the theme of the game.
Yeah.
It also feels like where Ari Freak feels more like a caster, he feels like more like bare knuckle brawler.
Yeah. And I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, no, I do. From what I saw, I like a lot of the designs for the other primals.
The icons,
primals in 16. I do love their designs, especially Titans.
Oh, Titan has some of the best.
The fact, I gotta say, 15.
Titan has one of the best fights in that entire game.
I say 15 and 16 Titan is probably the best Titan I've seen, just because the fact that they are the size of mountains.
Yeah.
I know, but yeah, no, I won't go on to 16. I
mean, we could talk about the Fall Guys event.
Nah. I'm good. Wait. They've done an event with Fall Guys, which has done an event with Sonic. Can we get Sonic into Final Fantasy XIV? Dude, we gotta go fast! But,
I hate you.
I know. Endwalker in general has had some really fun things going on. Actually, because we haven't talked about it, raids.
Oh yeah.
Holy.
While I am not a Savage Raider, might I say, well done, you masochists.
Oh right, because there was also the new Ultimate Trial.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just talking about the normal raids. So we'll hit each one down the line. First off, because you
There's
talked about...
two new ultimates, remember?
Right, because we had the one with the round table.
Yeah, we had the Dragon Song Reprise, and we also had Toe.
So the Dragon Song Reprise is insane from what I saw.
Yeah, no, Dragon Song Reprise is pretty crazy. But the problem with Toe, unfortunately, is people have ruined modding because they had to cheat.
Yep.
This is not me, like, talking down to anyone that mods. No, it's just a matter of, because somebody used a mod that gave an edge over the raid that was not intended for normal gameplay, that has made Yoshi P and the rest of Business Division 3 crack down on modding even more so than before.
Was it also a world record time or something that did it?
Oh no, that was the first
right, it was the
clear.
First clear. Fuck. I don't think it would have
Which made it even worse.
Yeah,
because you have just tainted the race at that rate.
Yeah,
at that point.
Okay, so talk about this real quick. For those who have never been part of a race for World First, I personally have not, but I play at least 3 games.
But if you are MMO aware, World First is like one of the high honors for raiding.
Yeah, even from my understanding, even Shadow of the Erdtree had a race on its release to see like who could clear it first. It's already been cleared, don't get me wrong, but like a race.
The World First is always like
a big deal.
A big deal when it comes to any game.
That's why cheating in the speedrun community is always such a big fucking deal.
Yeah, even though so many speedrunners have been caught cheating.
And we have an absolute legend who shares that information with all of us.
Yeah.
But, if the fact that happened, though, like, a lot of companies do heavily watch all the, races for MMOs. Bungie was, like, apparently watching the, to the point they actually had a special set of rules for the, because they did a special playlist for those entering a race for World First for Final Shape.
Yeah.
They even had, like, no, certain abilities will be banned because they're not common and they interact weird with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And they want everyone to be on an even playing field. Like, for example, Cade's Lucky Pants for Hunters was just straight up banned. You were not allowed to use that exotic item. Which, I did see some people complaining about that, but if you read the lore for that item, it made sense, because the pants are hacked.
Yeah.
Because fucking Cade 6, love them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But the fact that somebody... So, TOE, or the Omega... Or, no, Top. Not Toe. Top. My bad. But the Omega Protocol was one of the 2 ultimate raids. And there was a mechanic in particular that would require you to pay attention to outside of the map. Problem is, somebody had used a mod that allowed them to zoom out further than was intended for the camera, so they could see the mechanics coming before they were supposed to hit.
To give an idea for people currently on camera, this is the furthest out you can zoom in the game. And it's not a big area you could see.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it was very it
was in very poor taste.
Yeah. And if it's someone who runs it normally, this is just a PSA, if you enter a race and you have mods, turn them off beforehand. Don't do a dream. Because to explain those who don't know, that was his claim for how he was trying to get away, justifying the cheating he did.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, but that's on brighter news. Let's talk about the normal raid and the alliance raid content we actually play. The normal raids. Oh man, the pandemonium. I had to guess what was going to happen right before I finished the end of the last pandemonium. And they said the second tier pandemonium, but like, it's all wrapping up like, this is too clean. What the fuck's going to happen? And then it appeared, and I'm like,
we can't.
Fuck.
We can't be done yet.
Yeah, then they show that, okay, so pandemonium's appeared here. So I'm like, I knew it! Like,
apparently that prison has appeared in the live stream.
Yeah, as soon as I realized, like, they talk about the crystal, like, they start talking about, like, an anchor in our world. I'm like, wait a second. It's a trap!
Yeah, we got baited. We got baited so hard.
Yeah, and gotta be honest, that last 4, holy fuck, that got crazy.
Oh yeah.
That the very last part of the raid, we were operating with
worst mom in existence.
True. But that last round, we were working with very little room to fight. Though, could we appreciate it? Acknowledged the one thing that I was curious about where the fuck it went. Because I'm waiting
because
for this.
People have been wondering where the hell did the heart go.
For those unaware, when we beat Ultima Weapon, the heart has just been missing. The
magicite known as the Heart of Sabik has been missing this entire fucking time.
And then it just comes up at the very end. So it's like, oh yeah, she was studying the Heart of Sabik, and we're like, fuck!
Yeah.
And it comes up again finally, so it's just like, I've been waiting. And like, if I remember correct, doesn't she cast Ultima?
Yes. Because this is the true creator of the spell, I'm pretty sure. Which, I love that.
It was really cool. It brought up a plot point that some had forgotten, some had been bothering. For me, it had just been festering like a wound. I was waiting, and I was like sitting there looking at it like, it's like, so there was this gun mentioned in chapter 1.
Also, Athena's the worst mom in existence in Final Fantasy.
No doubt. I think we could say she's the worst parent in the series.
Oh yeah.
By a wide margin.
Yep.
Try to think who the runner-up is.
I'd say Xenos' dad.
I'd say Xenos' dad. No, I will still say it's probably best parent material in Final Fantasy. Or one
Lord
of
Redmond.
best. True, but I was also... Oh, wait, is that Noctis?
Oh, no. No, that's Oshifant's, dude.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while. Oh, yeah, no, Oshifant. So I was going to say, just in Final Fantasy in general.
Lord Callum?
Yeah. Yeah, Noctis' father, he legitimately wanted the best for his son. He knew his son had a fucked destiny, but he still wanted the best for him.
Yeah.
The thing that tells me on him is at the very end when you see all the other royals in like that armored form.
If we're talking about the whole series, I think worst dad is Hojo.
Fuck, you're right, Hojo's... Wait, yeah, I forgot. Who is he the father to again?
He's technically Sephiroth's dad, when you think about it.
True! I mean, it's better than...
I wouldn't say he's Sephiroth's dad. It's more complicated than that.
It's more complicated. But you know, I will say the thing is, like, at the very end...
Okay, and then runner-up for worst dad after Hojo is definitely President Shinra, though.
True. But the apple did not fall far from the tree there.
Yeah, Rufus is a shit kid.
But yeah, then let's talk about the Alliance raids. I did not expect them to go down to fucking Georgia.
Yeah. Goddamn, they played that golden fiddle all right.
Because, okay, here's the thing. To those who don't know, of all the instruments in Final Fantasy XIV, I did not expect a fucking fiddle.
And honestly, it just fits so well that I'm surprised that we didn't think of it sooner.
Yeah.
Like, a fiddle works so well for a harvest celebration, which is what that entire second part of
So, for those unaware,
the Alliance raid is.
The Alliance raid for Endwalker
has us quite literally fighting our gods. The 12.
Which throughout the entire thing now addresses the question of, are the 12 primals like the others? Like,
no, they aren't.
It's a little bit more complicated.
They are, but they are not. They are concepts.
Yeah. And
which is what most of the non-primal, primal-looking things are.
Yeah, and it was answering the question that's been there since they were summoned to stop Bahamut.
What have they been doing this entire time?
Yep. And I did like the fact that we found...
How very glib.
And it's like... And look, we didn't have to gorge them on ether this time. We just had to fight.
Yeah, no, they just wanted to fight.
They wanted to throw hands.
They wanted to throw hands because they saw that we were cool like that.
And
they all wanted a shot because it was... I think what they did with the 12 is probably one of the best ways for creator deities to say goodbye to their children. Using every bit of their existence to
hit them really hard.
Using every bit of their existence to feed a construct that will ensure the safety of... not just the safety, but the agency of the race that they not the race, but the people that they created and have watched over this entire time. And once again, Endwalker just started making me cry. Because, fuck. That was literally your creator deities going and saying, you get to be whoever you want to be. And, you know, the Barbie movie already did a great job at making people cry from that idea.
Yeah, but, because we're actually approaching it almost an hour long here. To talk...
Yeah, we'll wrap it up a bit faster.
I think that we only got one last little bit to talk about with Endwalker. Those final 4 quests that I haven't done.
Yeah.
So... we know where we're going next now.
We are going to Total. The new world. A.k.a. the Americas.
Summer vacation!
A.k.a. the Americas or Colombia.
Yeah.
I believe somebody that is in a different server has mentioned, yeah, no, this is just Colombia. And hell yeah.
Yeah, female Hrothgar.
We finally get Femprof, which people have been
acting
wanting.
up.
Well, yeah, people are acting up, but also they've been wanting Femprof for a while.
I'm
we
happy
got
they
Bunny
took their
Boys
time.
before Femprof.
I like that they took their time. I like the models.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that they took their time to really make Femprof look good rather than just rushing it out.
But also more importantly, a Scion who has been out of the game for a long time is finally getting back.
And a big part of Endwalker is Kryl just being forced to face her own uselessness
because of the fact she doesn't have the echo anymore.
It's not even... No, she doesn't... It's not that she doesn't have the echo. It's that she doesn't get to do much. More often than not, Kryl just keeps being used as either a mouthpiece or she's been in distress. Basically, Minfilia 2.0.
Yeah, and now...
is really upsetting.
Yeah, now she's a Pictomancer!
She can paint with the best of them.
Yeah, which... God, I remember before the announcement of the class... Well, back when we had the first class announcement for Dawntrail, we saw Viper, and we knew that the second one was going to be a caster. I remember seeing people in game go, "Oh, it's gonna be Green Mage, you're finally gonna get it."
People keep going, "Oh, Green Mage, Green Mage."
It's good that they don't know anything about the fucking Green Mage.
Yeah, because Green Mage is literally just Scholar.
And I think it was you who said they expected Pictomancer.
Yeah, no, because I saw that Yoshi P was wearing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt, and I was like,
artists.
They are all named after famous artists, and Yoshi P never wears a shirt to FanFest unless it means something.
Yeah, and I have thoughts because we do have its kit now. I will talk about that though in the Dawn Trail video.
Yes.
But I'm looking forward to traveling to the New World. Yoshi P has promised it is going to be the best summer vacation we've ever had.
Oh yeah. Which will definitely not have any world-ending consequences coming up. No, definitely not.
Look, we deserve a fucking vacation.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, it's our destiny to save the world.
Will we get paid on these?
We're gonna get wrapped up into saving the world one way or another.
Okay, but will we get paid?
Maybe. It'd be nice.
Better get paid, damn it. Okay.